Good morning. We are off on a hike today. Well, we're not sure if we can actually call it a hike because it's very flat or downhill. Downhill most of the way we're going. But we're in Denmark and we're going to try and do a walk from where we stayed last night, which was up behind that forest next to this golf course, to the next town on, which has got a big harbour, and I don't know how you pronounce it, but it begins with a V, then an E, then a J, so I'm just going to call this town Vegetable until I know any better. But it's a lovely sunny day and hopefully we'll find lots of interesting things along the way.
How do we introduce ourselves, Georgia, in Danish?
Hi! Jeg hedder Georgia.
Oh, well done.
Hyggelige at møde dig. Which I think is nice to meet you.
Oh.
Sorry for butchering the Danish language. If we're lucky, Alan's just said, we'll come back on the train later because we're walking about 18 kilometres in one direction, and then we'll have a mooch around the town and probably hop on the train back. Myself was quite intrigued about a Danish supermarket, so here we have one in the wild, Rema 1000, or whatever that is in Danish. This is the palisade from the old Viking burial site here. Obviously a recreation, but in the locations they found stumps and leftovers from the palisade. And then over there is one of the two burial mounds. We had a look around the museum yesterday and it was really interesting, telling us all about the conversion of the Danes to Christianity from paganism when their king Harold said so. Harold Bluetooth, who Bluetooth is named after. And it's quite an amazing sight. Two of the largest burial mounds in Europe. And in between the two burial mounds lies the stones, the runestones. One for King Harold and one for his father, who was called King Gorm. So this one's like the certificate of baptism of Denmark. This smaller stone was placed by King Gorm in memory of his wife, Tyra. This is the museum we went in yesterday, and they have an exhibition on with all the Danish royal family going way back, but in crochet form. So there were all little crocheted figures of the Viking kings and then the kings and queens that followed them up to present day, which I believe is Queen Marguerite. Alan's always so far ahead of me. Even if I'm not trying to video, I can't manage to keep up most of the time. Maybe I need the dog because then he'll pull me along. I'm just here thinking Ron would love to eat all this clover. If only we brought him on holiday with us, he could be having a right feast right now. If we tried taking Ron on this walk, I think it would take us a bit more than 3.5 hours. 3.5 weeks? Yeah, maybe. You had a drink, mister? Good boy.
I brought my pot. It's really nice on my cereals.
Well, all in one. So we pulled 2 ticks out of Loki today. One was in his snout and the other in his sort of inner thigh area. And I also found one in me last night, in my hip. So I'll be keeping an eye on that to make sure it doesn't get infected or anything. But I hate the creatures. They're the worst. They don't seem to like Alan for some reason.
Loki, come!
He never gets a tick.
You did Dumb dog.
Follow the orange dots. Follow the orange dots.
These are all beach mass cases.
I think this is the steepest hill we found in Denmark so far.
Yep.
I can hear a train. Walk going so far.
That's right. Slow. Georgia doesn't walk very fast.
Average pace 13.48
Yeah.
minutes per kilometre.
So that's 4 kilometres an hour.
Oh, I'm very sorry. These are funny little paths. Why are they all variable heights? Nearly done 10 kilometres and we've got 8.6 to go.
There's loads of them.
Wow.
There's loads.
Giant African snails.
They've all got lots of slime around them. Like they've sealed themselves in. Maybe because it's too dry. They come out when it rains again.
Giant Danish snails. Ooh, it's a reaver. Dug in the ditch. Whoop. Look at the state of that. We made it to vegetable. Or vegly. I'm gonna have to look up the pronunciation soon. I can't go around saying that because the locals might not like me.